So today I want to talk about a petition to remove the conditions of residency. If a U.S. citizen gets married to a foreign national and applies for, that foreign national then applies for a green card within 2 years of that marriage, USCIS is only going to grant a conditional green card. And that green card is going to expire in 2 years. If you and your U.S. citizen spouse don't file a joint petition to remove the conditions on the form I-751, then that green card is going to expire and you're going to be subject to removal. You file this joint petition to remove the conditions because USCIS wants to look back at the last 2 years and determine whether this was a bona fide or a real marriage at the time that it occurred. So, lots of people, unfortunately, things don't work out. They may get separated. They may get divorced. That's okay. But you are still going to have to prove that this was a real or bona fide marriage when you first entered into that marriage. For the most part, you're going to submit a lot of the evidence that you submitted when you applied for your green card, and specifically when the I-130 was filed by the U.S. citizen spouse to prove that it was a bona fide marriage. They're looking for joint bank account statements, photos, text messages, leases with both your names on it, things like that. They want to see that throughout the 2-year period between when you got your first green card and when you are applying to remove the conditions of the green card. If you are separated or divorced from your U.S. citizen spouse, there are waivers for the joint filing requirement. You can't really be separated. That's kind of in a purgatory period of time. So you either need to file jointly within that 2 years, or you need to file for a waiver within or after the 2-year expiration. And there are 3 ways that you can file for a waiver. One is a divorce waiver. So if you are divorced, not separated, but divorced, then you can file for a waiver of that joint filing requirement. Another waiver is for a hardship. So if you can establish extreme hardship, then USCIS can grant that waiver as well. And the final waiver is a battered spouse waiver. So if you are the victim of battery, you can apply for the battered spouse waiver as well to the joint filing requirement. Once the joint petition is approved, you'll get a 10-year green card, and you'll be able to apply for citizenship either within 3 years after you got your first green card, if you're still married and living with the U.S. citizen spouse, or 5 years after you got that original green card, if you're not living with and residing in marital union with a U.S. citizen spouse. If you have questions about the joint petition to file for removal of conditions, or if you have a conditional green card and you're separated or divorced from your spouse, or any other questions about the I-751 process, give us a call. Have a consultation, and we can discuss your particular case in depth.